Hey all, this is the new digs, the first video of the move after the move. We are now in Raleigh, North Carolina, the Research Triangle. We're in Durham and Chapel Hill and Raleigh all together. That we actually, I was gave away that we are actually in Raleigh. My wife's job, the one that she took that made us come here, is going quite well. She didn't get the job that she was hoping for due to internal politics, I'm told, or something else. I don't know. But she got another job that's actually going to be pretty good. So it's definitely going to help her career. And she will, as it turns out, be testing for her next professional certification that she thought was a couple of years away. Turns out she qualifies for within the year, and she needs to start prepping for it next month. So, sorry, apologize, something in my eye. So this video is on something that drives me nuts. I don't know if everyone does it. Some people do. By the way, if the video looks off kilter, it's because the floors are off kilter. Sorry. And anyway, this video is on answer the question that is asked, not the question you think that is asked. And I'm going to tell you that you can drive me no more nuts on some days than if I ask you a very simple yes or no question and I get something that is not a yes or no answer. Are you hungry? Well, I ate lunch. Are you hungry? Well, I only ate 4 hours ago. Do you want me to beat you senseless? Are you hungry? Answer both questions. No, no, I'm still full from lunch. See? They're trying to outguess you. They're trying to answer the question they think you're asking, not the question you are asking. Now, oftentimes, and I've talked with other Aspies, and they have experienced this too. And it's not just Aspies, other human beings. We're asking a question because we have other things in our mind, or we know other things that will affect the outcome of what we say after we get the answer. If then. If they say yes, then because of this, 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 and this. If they say no, then this, this, or this. If they say yes and add an addendum, then this. If they say no and add an addendum, then this. If it's an I don't know, or I am undecided, or I don't have a real good answer for you, then ask a follow-up question or do this other thing. There's this path of follow-through. It's akin to computer programming. You can say, aha, a very Aspie thing. But really, it's a very human thing. We have these ideas. We have these paths. And I'm going to say that my wife is very bad at this. She, for some reason, feels a desire to show how smart she is. It's a flaw of hers. She's working on it. She's getting better. But she's very, very smart, but she doesn't believe that she's smart. And I mean, well, she knows she's smart, but she hangs out with a very smart crowd. Her dad's got a PhD, that kind of thing. So she doesn't think that her brain holds up to other brains. It does, but she doesn't believe it. And she'll try to show off how smart she is by guessing the answer you're really looking for. Except what I had to explain to her and give her many examples on was that not giving us the answer we're looking for is not giving us the answer we need. We're asking the question we need to know the answer to. And oftentimes this can be for very simple reasons. I'm sure there are some SG-1 fans out there. There's a scene in which there's an invisible Goa'uld agent, and they can make the Nakoda generator do a special thing. And they go off and da-da-da-da, and they start talking in science techno speak, and he stops them. And he goes, wait. Colonel Carter, are you saying that you can make the invisible guy visible again so that I can shoot him? And she goes, blink, blink, blink. Well, yes, of course. He goes, that's all I need. That's all I need. Because she was making something overly complicated because she thought she knew the answer he wanted, forgetting that he gets people in charge of things because they're good at those things, and he tends to let them do their own thing so that he can worry about other things like strategy and tactics. And being the commander, he goes, you go do your thing. You tell me what you need me to do. Or you tell me what you can do to help me do my thing. They're losing people. People are dying in SG-1. They have an invisible enemy they can't do anything about because they can't see him, and he's very, very quick and strong. And Carter figures out that she can make him visible. And then the commander, all he needs to know is, hey, look, I can make the invisible guy visible. And then the commander can go, good, then I can shoot him. And that's, in fact, what happens. She makes the invisible guy visible. They shoot him, and he comes back. They shoot him again. It's sci-fi. Anyway, point being is that it is exactly what I mean when I say Carter's. She's not answering the question that's asked. She's answering the question that she thinks is asked. It's like outguessing. I'm sure we've all used software or hardware or products, Apple, that try to outguess their user, try to guess your intent, try to guess where you really want to go, the question you really didn't think to ask, but you really should have asked. So let's give you that answer instead of the answer you were actually looking for, and it makes you want to throttle it, or them. You go, did you design this product? Yes, it tries to outguess you. See, it's a feature. It's really trying to help you with, you miserable son of a bitch. I'm sure we've all had that experience with products like Apple. And we can understand why we don't like that. It's like driving certain kinds of cars. I used to drive a Ford Taurus. And when you stomped on the gas, it would try to figure out what you meant by that. I'm going to say this again. I'm in a car and I stomp on the gas. It's going to try to figure out what I want, what it means by that. I was not happy. That was not a good car. It has an automatic, and it was. I've never had good experiences with Fords. I've heard other people have. I apparently don't get the good ones. I traded that in for a Nissan. Or actually, it died a horrible death between Reno, Nevada, and Carson City, Nevada. And I got a Nissan truck. It was not automatic. It was a manual. It had rather a lot of computerization, but it was mostly dedicated to making the engine run. I'd throw it, if all of a sudden I had to get the heck out of Dodge and I was at a stop sign, I'd throw it in first gear, dump the clutch, and punch the throttle. And you know what the truck did? It didn't try to figure out what I meant by stomping on the throttle. It figured stomp on the throttle meant go like hell, and it would try its best to go like hell. Same thing with my last motorcycle. If I dumped the throttle in first gear and revved the engine, it didn't go, I wonder what he means by that. What is he trying to find out by revving the throttle and dumping the clutch? What does he really need me to do? I should think about this. And I'll give him what he really wants to do with the motorcycle. No, it just revved and I took off. It's a story I talk about where some guy tried to merge into my lane. I had a guy on my left and a guy behind me. I couldn't brake and I couldn't go to a different lane. All I had was forwards. And I looked over as the guy's trying to basically see if two objects can occupy the same space at the same time, except he's using my motorcycle rating ass to do it. And I went, ah! And I hit the clutch, dropped it from fifth to fourth, dropped the clutch back in and revved. And suddenly I went from doing 60 to doing 100 in an eye blink, and I got to live. It was a good day. And again, the motorcycle didn't ask, what do I want? What does he want me to do? What is he really asking me? No, it went, he wants to go now. So we go now. And that's what I mean. When someone asks you a question, answer the question they are asking you, not the question you think they are asking you. And if you have other data, other opinions that you think would affect whatever they say after you give them the answer. Give it after you give the answer. Let's take a yes, no, I don't know question. Do you think this will work? Yes, because of this. I don't know because of this. No, because this. You can even say, no, it has no gas. Or no, you don't know enough about this. Or yes, it looks great, but it needs this. Now let's think about that. Yes, but. I don't know, but. No, but. That's especially where a lot of people run into the problem. They try, they go to the but. They go past yes, past qualifier to but. And then they just give that. And that makes me want to hit things. It makes me want to throttle things. It pisses me off when people do it to me. So I can only imagine that you audience, it pisses you off to no end when people do that to you. I used to get this in jobs. I clearly I mentioned my wife, but it's not just my wife. I'm not saying hey the wife. No, she's one of many people. In fact, me and my mother don't talk anymore because she tried to outguess me. She tried to outguess what I was doing, and she never thought that was a problem. Mom, if you're watching me, what the fuck were you thinking? And this is why you're not part of the family. Basically, I talked about how she tried to, in a previous video, how I had done a video on suicide. I contacted her because of her professional skills, and I thanked her, and I thought the video went really well. And the next thing I know, I'm trying to keep somebody from calling the cops to have me arrested under civil protective custody because she thought I was going to kill myself. Because reasons. Instead of asking me, are you going to kill yourself? And then bringing forth all of her reasons she thought why I was, which were dumb, but at least it would have been honest to do so. She tried to outguess me. Essentially, it was like I asked her that question. I asked her questions about suicide, and she gave me the answer, and then she tried to outguess because he's going to kill himself. I was running this web series years ago. I had people asking me. I wanted to give them a good answer, or at least a good enough answer, an answer as good as I could give it. That was my sole want. That was my sole desire. And she tried to outguess me, and it ruined the family, and then it ruined a whole lot of other lives, including she hasn't seen her grandchildren in over 4 years. And this is what I mean. One instance of someone doing this. Now, of course, in my case, it was she had done other things like this before. And this was an egregious, and when I tried to get her to apologize, she would do no such thing. She didn't think she did anything wrong. It's been many years. She was not in her 60s. She's in her 60s now. And she still thinks she's done nothing wrong. I probably am going to be in my 50s by the time she gets a clue, and I'm 38. So that's if she gets a clue. And yeah, you're going to say, well, isn't your mom going to be dead by the time you're 50? Her mother lived to almost 90. She's got better health care. Probably not. I'll probably be in my 60s or 70s when she finally kicks it. So there's a while. Point being, you don't answer the question that is asked. You don't try to be a psychic. Don't try to outguess somebody. Don't try to show how smart you are. You don't know what they're up to. Just give them what they want, because you don't know the consequences of not doing it. And even if those consequences are merely, you're going to piss them right the fuck off. And who needs that? Have a good night.